Welcome to the jungle. Pure survival. Pure survival. How y'all doing? You doing good? Okay. Where's my holder? Pure survival. Where's my holder? Pure survival. Here's my shorts. I ought to put these shorts on so that you don't think I'm in here being nasty. All right. I'll put you right here and so that I can sit you down right there. Oh, wait a minute. What side are you looking at? You looking at this side or that side? Okay, pure survival. That's somebody else's thing. He came out with pure survival. Right. That's a group of people. There's a group of people on pure survival. These people are, they're different. I'm one of them. Pure survival. I'm talking about the people who are poor, making under $20,000 a year. Okay, they're different than the other people. The other people could care less. They're freaking going to the beach right now. They're enjoying themselves. They're getting their decorations for Christmas. Pure survival, right? So it is what it is. And, everybody wants to blame Orange Man, right? Before you start blaming Orange Man, blame yourself for being so selfish. Okay, so I'm going to check the signal here. I mean, I know some people are saying that he's the Antichrist, I guess they can do whatever they want, but you're not going to tell me that one dude's going to come up here out of the blue and call him a son of a, right? That could be karma because he did the same thing to somebody else. But you're not going to tell me that somebody's going to come here out of the blue one day and call him that name and go raise hell and everything's going to change the world, right? No, this has been a long time. People have been fighting for this crap. Who the hell is this person? Just comes up out of the blue. That's bull crap. Okay. So let me check the signal here. And I'll show you what I found. Pure survival. Okay. I started out today and there was this one guy. Hello, everybody. Why did you? Okay. San Benetton Insurance. Behave yourself, or I'll have to put you on 24-hour timeout. Hello, everybody that's in the comments. Thanks for leaving comments. And so there was a whole bunch of people in here. There's 7 people now, and I see the signals good and strong. So I want to tell you something so that you can make a difference and change things. Number one, we need someone to start a business. Okay, it'll be tough because you'll have these people coming after you. Multi-billion-dollar industries will try to shut you down. But somebody needs to start a business, kind of like a Starbucks, but not coffee. Nutritious drinks like beet juice, carrot juice, orange Julius, and good soda. Okay? Because the soda, I think, is their number one go-to for effing up the people, which equates to the two largest products they sell. It's their bread and butter. And it's right there in front of your face. I just barely realized it from this guy who showed how to make soda. He took lemon. I've got it on my Facebook right now. He took lemon, you put it in, and he used agave for its sweetener, right? Instead of sugar. I would probably use coconut sugar or something like that, some kind of syrup, a good syrup. But I don't really like the agave. To me, agave tastes like that artificial sweetener. Tastes like diet soda, and I can't stand it. And but he took agave, mixed it in with it, and all he did was get this stuff. It's called sparkling water, and it's carbonated water. Some are naturally carbonated, and some are not naturally carbonated. I never knew that, but anyhow, he took this stuff. It's called sparkling water, and that's where you get your bubbles from, right? That's what makes soda. You know, you have soda that has bubbles, and you have one that's flat. The one that's flat tastes like garbage. Well, he also showed all the other stuff that's in the soda. It's freaking nasty. And you know, they're actually starting to sell stuff that's halfway decent. And over at Target, there's different levels. You can ask AI. And let me write this down before I forget. Okay, and so that right there, you could make your own soda. But if there was a place that made drinks, because to make carrot juice is a freaking pain, right? It makes a mess. It's not practical to make carrot juice. It takes a day to make carrot juice or beet juice. So there should be a place like a Starbucks, but that sells these drinks. And they will get severe pushback from these multi-billion-dollar industry because that's their bread and butter, making people freaking not well. Do you see the scam? It's a freaking hustle. That's why it's so cheap. So I didn't know you could make soda like that. And it's not just the nasty high fructose corn syrup, which he says is the number one cause of obesity in the United States of America. Okay? And so there ought to be these places where people can go and pay $5-7 for a drink of something healthy like beet juice or carrot juice, an orange Julius, or a good soda, right? A good soda that doesn't have freaking high fructose corn syrup in it and all that other nasty stuff that they put in it. What they call natural flavors is not natural flavors. That's the biggest horse crap there is around. And you know who allows them to do that? The FDA. If you want to find out about the FDA, read a book by Elaine Foyer. It's called The FDA's Crimes Against Humanity. And hold on one second. Okay. So I was like, Eureka. right? This is like, you know, this is like the greatest thing since ever. That's the great dilemma. I mean, I know that they make kombucha, but look how expensive it is. And you can't get it in a small town. You have to, if you don't have transportation, you can't make it to the next large town, a large town that has a Walmart, to get a kombucha. And plus, they're expensive, right? They cost about 3 times more than a regular soda. But I mean, kombucha is one way, but they need to get the price. Well, if people would start buying more kombucha, maybe they will bring the price down. Anyway, this one guy shows you about this stuff, so I started checking it out, and they could be making so many good sodas with natural fruit that is good for you. They could make all this stuff. This is deliberate what they're doing with the soda. The sodas are loaded with freaking garbage. So that's my next endeavor, is to try to look for this sparkling water, right? I'm going to buy myself some. And because, I'm like, there's more freaking sugar in this stuff than there is water. If you look on the ingredients, before it says water, it says freaking high fructose corn syrup. That is freaking pathetic. That's like drinking freaking corn syrup. Straight freaking corn syrup. But this is even worse than that. It's high fructose corn syrup. Okay, now, somebody should start a business where we can get these healthy drinks. Orange Julius, healthy sodas, and beet juice, carrot juice, mixed with celery, you name it, right? Everybody's juicing. But for poor people, it's not practical. And okay, so I also was telling you about MSG. How I told you that all the Chinese restaurants took the MSG out of the food because of a rumor, right? And I think this is why they hate Kevin Trudeau. And because it changed Chinese food forever. Chinese food has never been the same. And so not only that, but also the noodles. They don't make the noodles right. They don't use bean sprouts in their chow mein, and the noodles are supposed to be refrigerated. You take the refrigerated noodles, you boil them, and you fry them in a pan, and then you're also supposed to put what's it called, the bean sprouts. It's like a bean sprout soup, and you pour the bean sprouts on top of it. So not only is that gone, but they stopped using the MSG, and the MSG is what gave it the kick, right? And so I guess, Kevin Trudeau's book sold over 10 million copies. So word got out. Nobody told them to take it out, but they did. Okay. And like I said, it's never been the same again. Chinese food was way better back in the day than it is now. And so I went in and I was doing, because I was looking for something else, and I made a video last night. I said I was looking for mole, and I found this stuff that's in the mole that actually turns into MSG when you eat it. Okay, but it's not labeled as MSG, monosodium glutamate. And I was saying, these guys, right? Why did they do that? Well, because it's a flavor enhancer. You start eating some of it, and you can't stop eating it because it tastes so good. And so Now I was like, I think I'm gonna get some enchilada sauce, because last time I tried buying some enchilada sauce, I got the one that says al pato, al pato, and I was like, is this enchilada sauce? You know, I was in Walmart and I was like, is this, where's the hell the enchilada sauce? And so I used it, and I was like, you know, I didn't think nothing of it, but it turns out that was not enchilada sauce. That's tomato sauce. So I'm like, where the hell is the enchilada sauce? I didn't see it, so I went on the app. I went on the app and I looked for enchilada. Sure enough, they have El Pato sauce, but it's enchilada sauce, right? It doesn't just say sauce on it and a picture of a tomato. It says enchilada sauce. And so, because I want to make some enchiladas, you know, I got those corn tortillas, even though they are GMO corn tortillas. But so I started looking. I said, well, I'm going to see what's on the ingredients. So I look on the ingredients, and guess what's in there? That same thing that I saw on the mole. It's not MSG. It's called, I'm not going to say what it's called, but it's down there. And if you look up that ingredient on artificial intelligence, it'll tell you when you eat it, it turns into MSG, monosodium glutamate. And so that was their way of getting around not putting MSG, because a lot of these health nuts are looking for it, right? If they see it, they won't buy it. And so that is also in the enchilada sauce. Now I looked at another enchilada sauce to see if it didn't have that in there for another brand. And on the other brand, they just come out straight and tell you this has MSG in it, monosodium glutamate. They're putting it in everything. Okay. Before they were not putting it in stuff very much, but now they're just going hog wild. And so I'm like, well, you know, I still need my enchilada sauce. You know, I'm eating all my medicinal plants and herbs, trying to mix in ginger and the garlic and the honey and the lemon and the vinegar. All these things have medicinal properties to them. So I'm trying to mix them into my diet. And so, but where it tastes good so that it turns into a habit, right? Like right now, I wanted to make some tomato curry chow mein. Basically, I just used the ramen noodles, right? Which are not good, but I put all the good stuff in there. And so but I don't have the tamarind, right? Tamarind's supposed to be really super good for you too. It's loaded with vitamin C, and it has that tart, sour flavor to it. But I ran out, and it ain't cheap neither. So I didn't make myself the tomato curry chow mein. Plus, I need curry, and so but back to the MSG. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna have some enchiladas, because I just cut a onion to mix with my avocado, right? I had avocado with onion, and not too bad. I couldn't really make guacamole because it's not ripe enough, wasn't ripe enough, and I don't have the utensils to make it. So I just chop it up and chop up some onions and make a sandwich out of it, right? It's not the best, but you know, it's not bad and it's healthy. So I'm trying to work these things that have medicinal qualities into my diet. And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna have some enchiladas, because I just cut the onion, and you know, onion will get rotten if you don't use it after you cut it. So I know I'm going to be making myself some enchiladas soon. And I'm like, well, let me find out, because I'm going to have it anyways, because I'm like, well, you need it to eat the good stuff, right? Otherwise, the good stuff won't taste good and it will not become a habit to where you want to eat the stuff all the time. And so I said, well, I'll go ask AI. So I went into AI and I asked it, is MSG bad for you? Monosodium glutamate. And it says, hell no, it's not bad for you. So somebody needs to go back over and talk to Kevin Trudeau and ask him, what is the effing deal with this bullcrap? Okay? Come clean. If you got more information, then say it. But AI is saying that's a bunch of bullcrap. Okay? And that's probably why all these Chinese people disliked you for putting that in there. I don't know if it was something personal. Probably, you were at a Chinese restaurant or something, and maybe something like that was going on with it. But AI is saying that's a bunch of bullcrap. In moderation, it's not bad. And so, we need more investigation into this. Somebody's lying. Okay. And so I'll go get the enchilada sauce, and that's all I've got for right now. I thought that there was one more thing that I wanted to talk about, but I think that's it. I covered the soda. That's a freaking obscenity. The people have to have their head up their freaking to let these people get away with this bull crap when they can easily make stuff that's not freaking polluted with all that freaking garbage they're putting in it. They're putting it in there deliberately. And so this information needs to get out there. Like I said, the one dude, he made the video of it, and that's exactly the information that I was looking for. Okay? The carbonated water. They're hiding it. Okay? Plus, when people stop buying this freaking poison, okay, they've got it for $1. You can buy a whole liter for $1. Why do you think they're doing that? Okay? When people stop buying this crap, then they'll start making stuff available like kombucha. They've already got it in Walmart. They've got all kinds of different kombucha, but it's like $2.67 a bottle, right? So that's still kind of expensive. If the price could come down to like $1.99, right? If the people stop buying that garbage that they're freaking poisoning with all kinds of horrendous freaking chemicals and garbage, then they'll be forced to lower the prices on the good stuff. And even they're coming out with stuff that's a little bit better, but they're going to try to make it taste bad. Okay? Because most people don't do very much research. They're going to try to make it taste bad so that the people will go back to the garbage stuff because it tastes better. They could make good stuff that taste good. Like kombucha is good. But they can also make a whole bunch of other stuff with real fruit juice. And real fruit juice is loaded with freaking sugar. You don't have to add white sugar to it. Or freaking, even worse, high fructose corn syrup. Right? There's all kinds of stuff. This stuff, the crap that they got up there on the shelves, it's deliberate. It's a freaking crime. These mother effers are freaking criminals. Okay? To poison the people. And I've heard that over in Korea, they actually don't even have this stuff. All the freaking sodas that we have, they don't have it. I'm not sure. But, the guy kind of alluded to that they had to special order, these nasty soft drinks that we have over here. That's freaking messing everybody up. You heard the one dude said it. High fructose corn syrup When you drink the soda, it's like you're drinking a bottle of freaking high fructose corn syrup. There's more high fructose corn syrup than there is water in it. High fructose corn syrup, he said, high fructose corn syrup is the number one cause of freaking obesity in the United States of America. Does that kind of make sense to you? Okay, so I'm making this so that they will start making stuff available. And the stuff that's already available, like kombucha, so that the price will start coming down on it a little bit, right? So we can walk in there and buy a 6-pack of kombucha. You know how much a 6-pack of kombucha will cost you right now? About $22 for a 6-pack of kombucha. That needs to come down to $6, right? And so that's all I've got for right now. Thanks everybody for leaving messages. Sanchez, see you in here again. Jesus. And you other 3 people, thanks for double tapping the screen. And we'll keep you informed with more information as it becomes available. I'm getting a lot of this information from a lot of you who are starting to take action and helping out.